Are you on the...
Hi everybody, this is David Damien, and you're watching David Damien Live. I'm David Damien Figueroa. Hey, so we're here with Douglas Spain. Oh my gosh, Douglas, thank you so much for coming down to our little house here in downtown Los Angeles, and we are live from the big city of downtown Los Angeles. And Douglas, let's give a shout out to all the viewers that are watching. We have reached 70,000 people in just 2 weeks. We are now, we have 35,000 views, and already somebody popped up, was watching. And so, yeah, so we're just so grateful to everybody. Let's get a toast to everybody that's watching. Ta-da!
Salud!
Salud! There you go. To all our viewers, let me tell you a little bit about Douglas Spain. So Douglas captured critical praise in 1998 for the Independent Spirit Award for his nomination for his feature film debut in Fox Searchlight's Star Maps. And I know a lot of you have watched Star Maps because you've been reaching out to me. That was an amazing film, Douglas. I really appreciate it. That was just amazing. I really thoroughly loved that. The film, which premiered at Sundance Film Festival, tells a dark humored story of Carlos Spain, which is Douglas Spain, whose route to realizing his dream of acting leads him to selling maps to stars' homes, as well as himself in the streets of Los Angeles. So that's a really amazing, it picked up numerous awards, and so we're proud of you for that. But let me tell you a little bit about Douglas. Douglas has 61 acting credits. He's 12 producer credits, 8 director credits, and 7 writing credits. And he's worked with the likes of, well, major folks like Edward James Olmos, Tom Hanks, Steven Spielberg, Bridget Fonda, Albert Finney, dang, Brittany Murphy, the late Brittany Murphy. Actually, I met her once. And Kira Sedgwick, Ossie Davis, wow, legendary Ossie Davis, Jack Lemmon, another legendary artist, and James Earl Jones, and George C. Scott. Dang, dude, that's pretty amazing.
I've been blessed. I've been blessed.
I will say. So let me ask you a question real quick, Douglas. You are an elite part of the Latino Actors Society, and you can pick and choose the projects you work on. And when you approach a project, you're like, what are you looking for, and what goes into the whole process of this is good for my career, because you've actually worked on so many different projects.
I always look to see what the character is bringing to the story, if he's essential to the story. And most of all, the entire story itself, from beginning to end, want to, be engaged. And Star Maps was one of those scripts where, when I read it, I was laughing every other page, and I was scared. I was so scared of that role because
was this like your first film?
My first feature film, and I was petrified. I was just like, but that inspired me. And I went and jumped, and those are the things that I always look for in roles, something that has some depth and meaning. So,
well, that's really great. So if you want to watch Star Maps, you can actually watch it on YouTube. And so, hey, after you watch the second show with Irma Resendiz, what you can do is get on YouTube and look up Star Maps with Douglas Spain. Definitely worth your time. Definitely worth the watch. It was
in HD, and it looks the best I've ever seen it.
Wow.
So.
And it's a cult film. I've watched it many, many times. So it's yeah.
The one thing I liked about Star Maps was that it was way ahead of its time in terms of portraying Latinos, because it portrayed them in sort of these dark situations. They were dark characters, sort of a broken family, and you didn't see that in that time. You just didn't see those types of characters played by Latinos. So credit to Miguel Arteta for creating these characters that were compelling.
Was this like Miguel Arteta's first film?
Yes.
His debut film? They went on to do so many other films. Oh my gosh. Major director. But you say that that your characters engaged with, and they were dark characters, but they also engaged with folks that were living in Beverly Hills and celebrities that were also very dark characters.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, they did. A lot of messed up people and stuff. Can we curse on this? I'm going to try and keep it clean.
Let's keep it clean, because there's some, And so tell me, what has sustained your gosh, you've been like working at this for such a long time, and you have so much experience. What is this? What do you feel has sustained you as an actor, producer, director, writer? Because a lot of the folks that we've had here, Douglas, they're all multifaceted. They're not just an actor. Well, I wouldn't say just an actor. They do many different crafts within the entertainment field. And how does one go about doing that? And I mean, of course that sustains you, but tell us how you go about doing that.
Well, the one thing someone said to me was that I needed to have patience and perseverance. You know,
That's
you
true.
definitely have to have a lot of it. And nowadays, you can't just be one thing. You really have to sort of market yourself, be an actor, be a producer, be a writer, be a creator, you know, be a host of your own show. You have to do all those things. And I'm all for it because I think it really expands your mind. You know, I think I've grown mentally and emotionally and physically by doing all these different things. And it also gave me an appreciation for all the people who do what they do to create a film or a television show or anything. You know, people who put the lights up. And I just grew to respect every single person involved in the making of any type of project.
It's a lot of work. I mean, when you look at
Oh,
what,
yeah.
what goes behind, when you see what goes behind making any kind of project in entertainment, there's so many, there's a lot of opinions and there's a lot of negotiating that goes around, and yeah, it's a lot of work. And,
It is a lot of work.
And if you're producing, then you're basically the funder. I've produced a couple of documentaries, as you know, and
Yes.
it's just you got to get the money. You want to make sure that it has life, and you want to make sure that it's completed.
Yep.
Yeah, because a lot of people talk, oh, I'm making a film, I'm writing a screenplay, but it's one thing to write a screenplay, like, you know, you write something, get it produced, and get it financed, and get it out there. That's like total, folks, that is an achievement. So you know what? This is for you. I'm trying to find my drink. There you go. This is to Douglas Spain, man. Wow. And so we have some scrolling. Let's see who's joined real quick. Can I see who's scrolled real quick? Let me see here. Let me get up there real quick. We have Javier Apostle from Arizona, and also Yvonne Carlon from Javier and Yvonne. Do you guys have questions for Douglas?
Hello.
Hello. I think they're both from Yuma, Arizona. I have a big fan base in Yuma, Arizona. Guess why? I'm from Yuma, Arizona.
Hey.
That's pretty cool. So,
Buenas noches.
Buenas noches. Oh, there's a question right there. Let me see. This is one from Javier. Oh, no, this is from Jesse Jr. Buenas noches, Papito. Enchanted with you, and you work since Star Maps. I continue to follow your career with earnest. Congrats on your diverse choices of roles, both in front of the camera and your portrayal of Tommy on Resurrection Boulevard. Keep us informed. Hey, everybody.
Hello. Thank you, Jesse.
That's great.
I'm glad he brought up Resurrection Boulevard.
We were just talking about that. We were talking about your work on that. Tell us about your experience on Resurrection Boulevard. That was like on 6 seasons on Showtime?
Three seasons on Showtime.
Okay.
And it was... And also, it came in a time when we just didn't have television shows run by Latinos with an entire cast of Latinos. I think every single Latino I know has been on that show or was involved with that show. And I know Elizabeth Pena played my mother on that show, and she...
Well, the late Elizabeth Pena, one of our, let's give a shout out to Elizabeth Pena.
I love you, Elizabeth.
And all her family and fan base and friends. She was an amazing, amazing actor. And tell us about your experience with her.
She was just a person that was full of life and laughter. Every time that we were on set, she was just this energy of light and joy. And we had such a good time. I mean... I've had a lot of great television mothers, and Elizabeth was dear to my heart. She just, I miss you, Elizabeth. You were a wonderful woman, a talented actress, and to have played your son was an honor.
I mean, everybody that is, that I've spoken with, a lot of actors and producers and director friends, that they all say that she was just an amazing, amazing person. So
caring and giving and
generous,
but just always with a smile all the time. Even when she was upset, she did it with a smile. So you weren't sure if she was upset with you or just BSing. But she was a wonderful, wonderful human being, and I miss you dearly.
Cheers to her. And then also we have Julia Perez from Phoenix. She's asking a question. Douglas, you've accomplished so much as an actor, producer, director. Please share. If this was your dream growing up, would love to hear more about those early days. Hey.
Hey. Well, yeah, I mean, I grew up with 80s television, and I think, you know, I always wanted to be a part of that. So, you know, one of the films that I liked, because my family's from Guatemala, and, you know, El Norte was about the path from Guatemala through Mexico to America, and Lupe Ontiveros was in that film.
Cheers to Lupe, very dear friend of ours. Lupe Ontiveros is one of our great character actors, Latina actors. Like, wow.
So it was just this magical world that I always wanted to be a part of, that I saw as a kid growing up. And when I finally got, you know, into acting, and I was working with Lupe, who also played my mother, in this Showtime feature called Riot, I was just in shock. I was like, holy, she's my mom.
Yeah.
And she was another great force to be reckoned with. I mean, just her spirit was, you know, it just expanded so widely, and I just loved her, and I learned so much. So, you know, I miss you too, Lupe. You were always a great time. Every time I'd see her at the functions or parties, and, you know, supporting the community and all that stuff, she was always dear to my heart. So.
Yeah, and I think every time I would go to an event, I said, Lupe, what can I do for you? She was like, you're like a mother figure to all of us. You want a drink?
Always,
you want something to eat? Did you eat? You know, we're always trying to, you know, make sure, because she was a veteran, and she was also like a madrina to a lot of us growing up, and very, very supportive to many of us in LA. When the Latino Hollywood scene, if you will.
Yeah, and she was always just saying, keep going, you know, keep going. You know, because we had talked about, you know, Latinos and how we sort of get typecast in the same roles all the time, and she was like, it doesn't matter, make it your own. Bring something new to the table. Bring a different light. Bring the human being to that character, and that's what she always did with every role that she played, you know, and that's why she stood out. Cheers.
I remember one time she told me, David Damien, no mames. She'd always say, no mames, you know, golly, you know, why didn't you call me back? I called you like 3 times. I'm like, oh my God, Lupe, I'm so sorry. She goes, don't lie, you know.
Yeah.
But she was great.
She's very upfront about it. She didn't hold anything back.
I know, she was like, just amazing. So we have Flora Parham. Thank you, I'm in Dayton, Ohio.
Hello, Flora.
Watching the time. Say special hello to Douglas for me. I fell for him in Milo. Movie. Okay, I'm watching the time here. It's 3-hour difference. I know. God dang. She's just like,
thanks for staying up.
Hey, Flora. She goes, went to an airline school in LA's in the 70s. It goes, watch, and we'll give. So she's just like really a big fan. So we'll give you a shout out. And so you know what? You sent me some questions earlier, and let me just get through this real quick. And you want to talk about diversity in film?
I do want to talk about it. I think there's sort of a confusion about what that means, you know, and sort of labels and sort of defining that. And I can only speak for myself what it means to me. And sort of every film that I've produced, to me, seems diverse. It looks like the world that I grew up in. That's what diversity means. It doesn't mean an all-Latino film or an all-black film or an all-white film. It just means that it's, you know, colorful. It's filled with so many different faces from different places within, you know, wherever we're filming, Los Angeles and all that. And that's what diversity means. So every film that I've produced, I always look for that. You know, yes, I lean more towards looking for Latino talent that I know, because, you know, you start from home and then you go out to your friends and then you go out to your peers. That's the way Hollywood works. They do it, and they don't get reprimanded for it. So when we do it, it's kind of, you know, a double-edged sword, because it's like when we do it, it's like, oh, well, you're only making
a
Latino film, and that's not true. Every film that I make or have made is an American film with primarily Latinos.
By Americans? Hello,
Americans.
Latino Americans.
Latino Americans, and so, you know, and then I know that there's a lot of people in America who are from different parts of Latin America, you know, or Mexican, Cuban, and I understand that. I don't ever neglect anyone who is, you know, from those places. But here in America, they look at us, you know, in a box, and they label that box. So for me, Latino is just another word for American, really. And I'm like, yeah, and it's blossoming. It's doing really well. We're succeeding and making money off of that term, that label. So I'm like, go for it. It's not a horrible. I actually like the ringtone to Latino. It sounds fun.
I'm very proud. I'm very proud. But you know, we're like one of the, if not the largest, moviegoers in the country.
We
You know,
certainly
for
are.
the film industry.
In terms of minority, but we're not
we
even
want
a
to see
minority.
ourselves in film.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah. And I think that, you know, one of the other things is sort of like there's this commercial I have that I did for Coors Light where it was about this Latino who crashes this all-white party, and the reason he crashes it is because he's Latino. And I think it's hilarious. You know, every excuse he has, it's like, it's okay, I'm Latino. And really, it's okay, I'm Latino. And I also like to say, you know, being gay is okay. I don't mind these labels. I'm an actor, producer, gay, Latino, Guatemalan, you know, American. Like, bring them on. I love them.
Well, here's to being gay.
Yeah.
And to all of you that are
Beer
watching,
drinker.
gay, and everybody that's straight too. I mean, come on.
There's no exclusion.
Yeah.
It's
No.
inclusion.
But I think basically when I see diversity, basically people that are watching television, watching film commercials, they want to see their experience. They want to see their lives reflected in what is supposed to be American pop, film, television, music, whatever. And you know, I saw Carlos Vivas last night, and the audience was primarily white. Caucasian.
I saw all the Instagrams from everyone I knew, from like Erica Olmos, Blanca Valdez, Yolanda Guillen.
Yeah.
They were all posting, and I could see where they were sitting in all the different areas.
Yeah, I was at
which is so cool.
Well, I was sitting in the box seats with my friend Jim Garrison. Hello.
I didn't want to make them feel bad, but yours was the best Instagram.
Hey, but I was gonna, you know, the thing is that my point that I wanted to make is that is one of the best produced shows with the best art direction, best performer, best musicians I have ever seen in my entire life. And we've seen a lot of shows. That was, I mean, everybody was blown away. They didn't want the concert to end. And,
That's amazing. We have a question from
okay.
Jesse. So, which of your projects...
Can you see that?
Yes.
Well, see, I'm a senior citizen,
your
so I can't see that far. I have to put my magnifying glass.
Which of my projects is my favorite? Whew. Well, I have three favorites. Star Maps is definitely one of them.
Yes.
But I'm a Cheerleader is another one.
I loved that movie. That was an amazing movie.
I love But I'm a Cheerleader. I thought it was very bold and very honest, and one of my favorite characters, Andre, because he was just himself, and at the end of the film, you know, they were trying so hard to change him, and you just realize you can't change somebody. That's who they are, and he's just like, shit, I'm out of here. And then the next one is Band of Brothers, is a miniseries that I did for HBO, which I love because it really changed my life in terms of learning about my country, my history, learning about our veterans and what they went through, true heroes who made a difference, you know, not just here but in Europe. I mean, the following for this series in Europe is huge. Amazing. So I've made a lot of friends through it in France. Hello, Natalie.
And yeah, Natalie, just, yeah.
Yeah, so it's, those are my three favorites.
Okay, here's one from Javier Apostle. My son is at Carnegie Mellon. Hello. They're studying there. Computers and film art. What would you say was the best resource for Latinos to break into the film industry?
The best resource?
Well, I'm going to answer that right after you too. But
you go first.
Okay, I think, you know what? Number one, you must believe in yourself. Number two, you have to be prepared to absolutely not receive the answer no. And be prepared for rejection and to make sure that you're standing tall in your space, knowing that what you have to offer is definitely worthy. Someone may tell you no, but you just keep moving and keep moving and keep moving. And I think, you know, the people that succeed in life, it's the same principle, is that you constantly have to, you know, reaffirm yourself that what you stand for and what you want to produce and what you have to say and what you're messaging is worthy of being said and being on film, television, music, whatever.
Yeah. I agree with everything you've said. I also think you need to make a list of, the things that you want to accomplish in life. It's very important.
Very true.
It's like a laundry list. You really have to put it down because it's a reminder of what you need to do. And when you have a list and you check it off, it's like amazing. You're like, oh, I got that done. I accomplished this. You really have to write it down. And I think for Latinos, it's really about finding unity. It's like, that's what I was talking about, the label. There's so much sort of division between what it means, what it represents, and I think it's really about helping each other out and just supporting each other. I've been to films that I don't like, but I understand the struggle and the effort that it took to put that film on the screen. And so you have to find something nice. Or if you don't have anything nice, don't say anything at all. We're constantly in battling against each other. And for me, it's like even going, in November, I don't want to get too much into politics, but it's like you're entitled to vote for whomever you want. It's your right. But don't hate on somebody because that's what they want to do. If that's what they want to do, it's their choice, and stuff. You just have to go and vote for who you want to, and then find a collective who agree with the things that you agree with, and sort of march on. And we can't hate, because when you hate on someone who's voting for a certain individual, then you're not any different. Mm-hmm. You're not. So you just have to reach out with love and say, that's great, it's your choice, but this is how I'm going. And we can't hate on each other for wanting those things,
Right. So let me just switch the subject here real quick.
Okay.
You just finished a movie called Badsville.
Hello. Hello.
That sounds really bad. So
it's very
actually.
bad.
So tell us about it.
It's the second film I produced with David Phillips. And
tell us who David Phillips is.
David Phillips is my producing partner. We've done 2 films together. We did Mission Park in San Antonio, Texas.
Oh my gosh, yeah, Mission Park.
Which is now released through Lionsgate as Line of Duty. And then he was attached to this project, and he brought me, and this is what I love. He's from Canada, white guy, and he knew that it was important to bring me on board to sort of just bring that diversity, which he felt this project would definitely, need or work well with. And so he brought me on board, and we got a lot of great Latino talent on this film. Emilio Rivera, Chelsea Rendon, Rene Rosado. The writer and also stars of it are Ben Barrett and Ian McLaren. And it's an edgy film about a couple of hard-in greasers trying to get out of this small town, and sort of love is sort of the hope that will help them get out. And it's premiering at the Valley Film Festival on October 1st, 9 p.m. I'm going to post...
Valley meaning Los Angeles.
Los Angeles.
Okay.
In the Valley at the Laemmle Theater there in North Hollywood. And I'm going to post where you can get half-off tickets. Okay. And it's really great. And that's the thing that I love. It's just the film is very diverse. But that's not what it's about. It's just representing the world that we live in. And there's a lot of good-looking guys on there, by the way. Oh, okay. And some pretty ladies.
Okay, well, I know some of our viewers will be watching. So, Douglas, we're going to go to something that, you're like our 15th guest in 2 weeks. So
15 is a good number. I'm an April 15 birthday.
You're an Aries?
I'm an Aries.
Oh, my God, Dolores would love you.
Yep.
Dolores, she's an Aries. I'm an Aries.
You're an Aries?
Yeah, I'm an Aries. April 4th. Okay, there you go.
There you go. My father's an Aries as well.
Okay.
My stepfather's
all the Aries. So we do something here that's called rapid fire questions.
Great.
And we ask you these questions, and you just have to answer them like that. And I think you've watched the show, but every time other folks that have been on the show, other guests that have been on the show, they always say, I've seen the question.
Can I get the Jeopardy theme at least?
No, I got
these.
So when were you the happiest?
Right now.
Oh, everybody keeps saying that. Oh my gosh. Yeah, because you're a person that lives in the present.
I do.
So let's just stop this real quick. So what do you think that is? A lot of the people that have been here on this show always say that right now is their best moment. What's that about?
It is about living in the moment. I think that there have been, for me, I accept it all. the hate, the anger, the frustration, the depression, because I'm a human being, and these are elements that I need to experience in order to understand what they are, what they mean, and in order for me to grow. And truly, I feel in this moment, I've just been very, very happy lately because I'm seeing clearly and I'm accepting all these incidents. I'm accepting no. When I go in, I'm accepting all that stuff. It's like, it's okay, you know. I just have to keep moving forward and live in the moment. And I'm next to you and you, and we're having a great time. Like, I'm happy now. So I might not be afterwards after the year.
So if you could speak to God, what would you ask him?
If I could speak to God, what would I ask him? Where is the love?
Okay. What is your greatest fear? Well, golly, you have to take a big breath for that one. I don't know. What is your greatest fear?
I'm an independent person, and growing old is my biggest fear. I have to admit it. It's the biggest fear. But thanks to my grandmother, I am learning what it means to be in that place and time in your life, and she's helping me.
We talked about this before. Yeah.
She's helping me, you know, get over my fear. I don't know what it is, but it just is.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. So, which living person do you admire and why?
Living person.
Living person.
Ooh, wow.
Your grandmother? Or?
Yeah.
I shouldn't be putting.
Well, you know, living person, my father. I definitely love my father. He's been an anchor in my life, just a strong individual. And I love you, Dad.
Oh, that's so cool. Wow. What is your most treasured possession?
Like a thing, person.
You saw these before, man. So
I know. But they're difficult.
I know.
They're so difficult.
We should have thought about it before you came here. What is your most treasured possession? Quick.
Is it a thing, person, place?
Whatever you want it to be.
My family.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I would agree with that. What is your greatest accomplishment?
Producing Mission Park. It was many years of hard work, and to have gotten so many no's. You know, you'll never get this film made. You'll never, get a film in theaters with an entire Latino cast. Just so many no's, and then to finally be, it was actually 3 years ago that we premiered at the AMC in City Walk, and to have that and have the support of all my friends and family, a lot of Latino support, it was one of my biggest accomplishments that night. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for making it happen.
So we have some more people that are scrolling down on the comments.
There's my dad, Efren Figueroa.
He said he was going to be watching.
Yes.
No, I'm not an Aries. I'm a Leo. Go get him, Dougie. Congrats on Batsville. And then also Flora.
Well, that's not my real dad. Efren is my father in Star Maps.
Oh, yes, I saw. Yes, that's true.
Yes,
yeah.
I love you, Dad. I love you, Efren. You, man, working with you, man. He's a beast in the film, and just a tour de force performance. And thank you, Efren. I couldn't have done that film without you, man.
And Efrain is he's one of the most accomplished actors that we have. I looked him up on IMDb today, and we hope you come out on the show one day. I should be so bold to even ask you.
Yes, come. Come on the show. He's working so much right now, and he's done. His son just went to one of the. I can't remember the school, but I know he just went off to college. Congratulations.
Let us know right now, Efrain, if you let us know the school, and then Flora Parham again. Hi, Douglas. I love you.
I love you, Flora.
From Dayton, Ohio. Girls, Jesse Jr., looking forward to Badsville.
October 1st, 9 p.m. at the Lumley in North Hollywood.
That's so cool. Golly, it's like you have them, it's really amazing because you actually have, when you are able to actually say, watch my film, it's coming up, that's an accomplishment in itself. And it's like, wow. Yes. So we're gonna have to close up now, you guys. So
no, I'm having such a good time.
So
I'm running out of beer. So.
Okay, well, let's do another toast real quick. So tell us your social media handles. So let's do the one for Douglas Spain.
Well, I'm such a bad social media, except for Facebook. I have a love-hate relationship with Facebook. Because
he has a huge following, though.
I'm on there a lot, and that's what I hate. But there's so many wonderful people that I've met, so many great people that I follow, and I learn so much. So Facebook is definitely the place to reach me. I'm at Douglas Spain on Twitter and Instagram, but I'm not very good. I need to get better.
So follow him on Twitter at Douglas Spain, DOUGLAS, Spain, like in the country.
The country.
Yeah,
I have to say that's been like the thing I say everywhere I go. Every time I call them like Spain, like the country. Because they're always like, Spain? S-P-A-N-E? No, like the country.
And so tell us, do you have Twitter handles and social media handles for...
I've got other kind of handles.
Okay. So how about for Badsville?
Badsville movie, I believe it's bad. I know David's going to be upset with me.
Hashtag Badsville.
Badsville.
But you can never go wrong with the hashtag.
Hashtag Badsville.
Yeah.
Hashtag Badsville, and you will find it. But I believe it's at Badsville Movie is our Twitter page. It's also on Facebook, Badsville Movie, and October 1st is when we'll premiere. It's so amazing that we're going to premiere here in Los Angeles. It's the Valley, but it's okay.
No, the Valley's
the Valley's coming up.
Encino, Calabasas, all those.
It's coming up.
Toluca Lake, those are like where all the producers and directors like. What are you talking about?
Don't
alienate the Valley.
No, I'm not going to hate on the Valley. We shot a lot of the film in the Valley, and I love the Valley. I think the Valley is great.
So my friend Paula Moreno, who I think you should meet, she is now going to be the Vice President of Global Distribution, Latina Executive in Film at Epic Pictures Group. And I got to introduce you guys.
Please do.
We're going to be doing...
I'd love to invite her.
Yeah, she contacted me today. We're going to be doing a whole, like an episode on Tales of Halloween, which is their new show that's coming out, or their new film. So we'll be looking for that real soon. And then, golly, let's see who you can see, because you're not a senior
Thank
citizen.
you, David and Douglas, for the shout out. Love
Who's that?
You too. Flora.
Oh,
Jesse
hi, Flora.
Jr. LOL.
Okay, cool. And so, gosh, every time I sign off on the show, Douglas, it says, Douglas obviously made an action plan. He just talked to you about the action plan you need to make to be successful. And especially in entertainment, or actually in any field that you want to be, a dream without an action plan is only a dream. So do your action plan, get out there, make it happen. Anything is possible. We are in the United States of America. And, we're very proud to be Americans, Latino Americans. And golly, here, let's give another toast.
Another toast.
Okay, Douglas Spain, at Douglas Spain on Twitter. God bless you, brother. Thank you so much for coming to our little house here.
Love you, man.
And we will talk to you guys soon. And
I miss James. James is not here, and I was hoping that I could get a group hug. We'll miss you, James.
He means Jimmy. But he goes by James. That's his artistic name.
Name.
And the next hour, we're going to have Irma Resendez. Irma Resendez is an author, and she's also an activist, and she's written a book called Simply Amor, which is a miracle of a mother living with MS. So catch us in the next hour, and we'll see you soon. Thank you so much for watching.
Adios.
Okay, and so Jimmy's not here, so I have to turn this off myself.